We're here next to the 407 East in Durham, which is the largest stretch of provincially owned tolled highway in Ontario. Today, I'm pleased to announce that starting June the 1st, 2025, tolls from Brock Road to Highway 35-115 are coming off the 407. Our government will be making our temporary cuts to gas and fuel tax rates permanent, saving. Absolutely.
Following up on the relatively recent news that Carfax has warned, their data shows there could be over 100,000 fraudulently registered cars in Canada, many of them in Ontario, with VINs taken from exported cars, plastered on stolen cars, and ultimately resold at dealerships here in Ontario.
Yeah, that's great. Before I start, I just want to compliment Jamie with that new haircut. The guy looks like Dapper Dan. He cleans up well. This guy's sharp as a tack. Yeah, that means that just in a few short weeks, once the legislation is passed, there'll not be one single publicly owned tolled highway left in Ontario. Since day one, our government has been focused on putting more money back into the pockets of the families right here in Durham Region and across the hard-working taxpayers of Ontario. It's simple. We believe that taxpayer money belongs to the taxpayers, not to the government, and so every chance we get, we're giving taxpayers back more of what's theirs. Over the last few years, our focus on keeping costs down has been so important as families struggled with the cost of high inflation and record interest rates. That's why at every opportunity, our government has cut taxes, frozen and removed government fees, and handed money back to families. We fought the job-killing federal carbon tax until it was finally removed this year. We banned new road tolls, and we gave $200 rebates back to every taxpayer and eligible child in the province. We also cut the license sticker fee, froze fees for driver's licenses and photo ID cards, and ended the Drive Clean program. All told, our measures for drivers have put over $1.8 billion back in the pockets of taxpayers annually. As a result, Ontario families now have thousands of dollars more every single year that they can use to buy groceries, to fill up their cars, to pay their mortgage, and look after their kids. But now, in the face of President Trump's tariffs, which are rising the cost of everyday essentials, we need to do even more. So today, I'm announcing that as part of our upcoming budget, our government will be making our temporary cuts to gas and fuel tax rates permanent, saving households on an average of about $115 per year going forward. That builds on the $1.7 billion our government has saved families since the temporary gas and fuel tax cuts were first introduced in July of 2022. And we're not stopping there. We're here next to the 407 East in Durham, which is the largest stretch of provincially owned tolled highway in Ontario. Today, I'm pleased to announce that starting June the 1st, 2025, tolls from Brock Road to Highway 35-115 are coming off the 407. Okay. That means that just in a few short weeks, once the legislation is passed, there'll not be one single publicly owned tolled highway left in Ontario. And that's thanks to our government's ban on new road tolls in the province. There will never, ever be a road toll in Ontario again. This change will save daily commuters up to $7,200 every single year. And it's real, immediate relief that will help the people of Ontario face down whatever comes our way. Folks, this is just the latest step in our plan to protect Ontario by keeping costs down and making Ontario more competitive than ever before. We're going to keep looking for ways to lower costs and cut fees and taxes so taxpayers can keep more of what they earn. Thank you so much, and God bless the people of Ontario. Yeah, that's great. Before I start, I just want to compliment Jamie with that new haircut. The guy looks like Dapper Dan. He cleans up well. This guy's sharp as a tack. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about Honda. We understand overnight in an investor's call, they said they're going to pause that EV plant they had planned for the province, the 4 plants, for 2 years. What's your reaction, and are you concerned that that pause could turn into a permanent cancellation?
Well, when I've talked to Honda, they've promised us they're going to continue on with their expansion. They're going to keep that facility moving forward. So we'll just see how that moves forward, but we're very confident that we'll continue producing Honda vehicles here in Ontario.
Premier, what's the status of the federal and provincial commitment, the $5 billion that was announced last year? And are you concerned that there's a broader chill right now in the auto sector about investing in Canada because of Trump and tariffs?
Yeah, well, we're going to hold them accountable. Each auto manufacturer, anything that we've given them, we're going to make sure that they're held accountable and they continue manufacturing automobiles right here in Ontario. We have the best auto workers anywhere in the world. Every single plant, no matter what brand it is, we outproduce our American counterparts and around the world. So we have the best production lines, the most efficient production lines, the highest quality when it comes to producing vehicles. So I encourage more companies to come here and open up.
We're following up on the relatively recent news that Carfax has warned their data shows there could be over 100,000 fraudulently registered cars in Canada, many of them in Ontario, with VINs taken from exported cars, plastered on stolen cars, and ultimately resold at dealerships here in Ontario. I wondered, how concerned are you about that, and what is the province doing to make sure that customers aren't unsuspected customers aren't buying stolen cars?
Well, before I pass it over to the minister, we take that seriously, like any crime. Again, what I've been saying, when we catch these people, they need to go to jail. When they don't go to jail, there's no consequences. They think they can continue doing this. And that's why we're going to hire tough on crime judges that are going to keep people in jail, and they're going to pay the price. So their buddies outside are going to hear they're in jail, and they're going to stop, trying to steal and scam and weasel people of Ontario.
Mr. Premier, since you formed government back in February, this is one of those issues that everyone's kind of been putting pressure on you over and over and over again. Okay, make good on this promise, make good on this promise. Why today specifically?
Why today for the 407
Yes,
road
sir.
tolls? Well, we're announcing our budget. That's going to be part of our budget, so this is a great announcement. This is all about putting money back into taxpayers' pockets. A lot of governments in the past believe it's their money. We don't believe it's our money, the government's money. It's the taxpayers' money. And that's going to put $7,200 back into people's pockets when we get rid of these tolls east of Brock over to 35-115. This is another example of putting money back into people's pockets when we got rid of the 412 and 418 tolls. There will never be tolls as long as we're in government and I'm Premier in the province of Ontario. We're going to continue building our capacity of roads and highways and bridges and transit right across this province.